Hi, this is Michael again, and welcome to the only the only Saturday, September the 28th of 2013, that we will ever see for the rest of eternity. Sometimes you think, how do I choose what I'm going to have for dinner? How do I choose what to tell my wife this evening to make her entertained? How do I choose which book to read for entertainment? How do I choose whether or not this person should be in my life? So the topic is choices. You can go to www.lifehack, and that's one word, lifehack.org, and you can see articles featured how to make the right choice.html. I'll read it briefly, and I'll also share it on Facebook. It says how to make the right choice. Which job should you take? What car should you buy? Should you ask him to marry you? Are you ready for another baby? Is this house right for you, or should you keep looking before you make an offer? Life is full of hard choices, and the bigger they are, the more options we have, and the harder that they get. As it happens, our brains are fairly binary, B-I-N-A-R-Y. They can react very quickly when presented with two options, especially when one's clearly better. Stand here and drown in the rising waters, or jump onto that big rock and be safe. Easy choice. It goes on to say, when presented with options, though we choke up, we jump on the rock or climb the tree. We don't know which is clearly better, and research shows that most people will not choose at all when presented with several equally good options. Practice, experience, and rules of thumb can help us to choose split-second decisions. For example, when in doubt, go left has done pretty well for me so far. Fortunately, we don't normally face immediate do-or-die decisions. We usually have the luxury of working through a decision. You can read on. It says, getting past the pros and cons. The old chestnut of decision-making is the list of pros and cons. You make two columns on a piece of paper, and you write down all the positive things that will come of making a choice in one column, and in the other column, all the negative things. In the end, the side with the most entries wins. But this strategy doesn't take into account the different weight of each positive or negative effect. If one of your pros is will make $1 million and one of your cons is might get a hangnail, they don't exactly cancel each other out. Again, if one of your pros is, if I choose this option, I might get $1 million, and the negative consequence that you're trying to say is equal to it is, oh, I might get a hangnail, they're not at all equal. So some people counter this problem by assigning point values to each item in their list. A huge income might be worth plus 20 points, while a tiny risk might be only -1. This helps make a more realistic assessment of your options. As you go on, it says, but pros and cons aren't always apparent or obvious, and the whole list-making process doesn't sit well with many people, especially impulsive seat of the pants, who might feel unnaturally hampered by the formality of the pro and con list. Here are some other strategies for making big decisions. Not all of them will work for every person or for every decision, but they all have something to offer to help you clarify your thinking and to avoid decision paralysis while the water rises around you. Analyze the outcomes. Again, analyze the outcomes of your decision before making it. Working through a big decision can give us a kind of tunnel vision where we get so focused on the immediate consequences of the decision at hand that we don't think about the eventual outcomes that we expect or desire. When making a choice, then, it pays to take some time to consider the outcome that you expect. Consider each option and ask the following questions. A. What is the probable outcome of this choice? B. What outcomes are highly unlikely? That would involve statistics and probability if you got into some great depth of gambling or in the casino or playing craps, I don't know. What are the likely outcomes of not choosing this one? Next, what would be the outcome of doing the exact opposite? And thinking in the terms of long-term outcomes and broadening your thinking, including negative outcomes, can help you clarify and help you find clarity and direction while facing your big decision. It can help you clarify and find direction. I worded that a little bit wrong. So, if you think in terms of long-term outcomes and you ask those 4 ABCD questions, that will help you analyze your choice before diving into it too hastily as the water around you, which would be equivalent to time, or sometimes it's not always time that you make the decision in. Sometimes it is pressure coming from other people. It depends on the situation, the choice, the decision at hand. It says, ask yourself why 5 times. The 5 whys are a problem-solving technique invented by Sakichi Toyoda, the founder of Toyota. When something goes wrong, you ask why 5 times. By asking why something failed over and over, you eventually get to the root of the cause. The root of the cause. Why? 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 Why did my car break down? A spark plug failed. Why? It was fouled. Why? I didn't get a tune-up. Why? I was too busy playing at GTA 4. Why? Because I'm miserable and lonely and the people in the game are the only ones that really love me. See, your car broke down because you're a sociopath. The next, it says, although developed as a problem-solving technique, the 5 whys can also help you determine whether a choice you're considering is in line with your core values. For instance, why should I take this job? It pays well and offers me a chance to grow. Did you notice? Why should I take this job? It pays well and it offers me a chance to grow. The next thing it says, because I want to build a career and not just have a string of meaningless jobs. I did this for a while because it was available. I did that for a while because it was available. Then I did that because it was available. Next, why? Because I want my life to have meaning. Why? So I can be happy. Why? Because that's important in life. It says, notice that you sometimes have to change how you ask why to keep asking the questions focused inward rather than outward to irrelevant external factors. It wouldn't do any good to ask, why does this job pay well and offer me a chance to grow, since the important thing is that it does, not why it does. Again, it wouldn't do any good to ask, why does this job pay well and offer me a chance to grow, since the important thing is that it does, not why it does. The next thing in making a decision is just follow your instincts. Research shows that people who make decisions quickly, even when lacking information, tend to be more satisfied with their decisions than people who research and carefully weigh their options. Some of the difference is simply in the lower level of stress the decision is created, but much of it comes from the way that your brain works. The conscious mind can only hold between 5 and 9 distinct thoughts at any given time. That means that any complex problem with more than, on average, 7 factors is going to overflow the conscious mind's ability to function effectively, leading to poor choices. Our unconscious, let me restate that, please. Our unconscious, however, is much better at juggling and working through complex problems. People who go with their gut. I said problems who go with their gut. You can tell what kind of mood I'm in today. People who go with their gut are actually trusting the work their unconscious mind has already done, rather than second-guessing it and relying on their conscious mind's much more limited ability to deal with complex situations. In the end, the choice is yours. Whatever process you use to arrive at your decision, your satisfaction with your decision will depend largely on whether you claim ownership of your choices. If you feel pressured into a choice or not in control of the conditions, you'll find even positive outcomes colored negatively. On the other hand, taking full responsibility for your choices can make even failure feel like success. You'll Know that you did your best, and you'll have gained valuable experience for next time. It says for next time, but I would say for the rest or next time. It asks, what strategies do you use? And it says, I've left out a lot of sound techniques. Share your own decision-making strategies in the comments. Again, this is found in Lifehack, which is at www.lifehack.org. Articles features how to make the right choice. Choices is a broad perspective. I didn't know what to discuss, so that's what I chose to discuss in this particular recording. Earlier I was discussing alcoholism and why do you choose to drink, and why do you choose to drink before you're of age to drink. Have a great day, and why. Strategies in choosing why. Ask why 5 times. What was the first one? Analyze the outcomes of the choice. And getting past the pros and cons and giving values to the pros and cons. Have a great day. This is Michael signing off. Peace. Bye-bye.